Why no one can find love today. Now, I want to talk about this because this is a very problematic area for a lot of people, no matter where in the world. You see, where we are in 2024, a lot has changed. A lot has changed in the way we view life, in the way we relate to people, where we get our information from, how we are managing ourselves internally due to so much of the change that today it's become harder to find love than any other time in history. And that's in spite of the fact there are more ways of meeting people, online, even offline. There are more ways of connecting with people. Yet, most people who are looking for love are either not happy, or they're unfulfilled, or they're scratching their heads wondering why this is happening to them. Why do they go from one partner where it doesn't work out at all to another one with the same set of circumstances? Or in spite of all the options, it's like people are finding it extremely hard to have a long relationship, in particular a lasting relationship and lasting love. This is an epidemic. This idea, this thing that we all thought is our birthright, that we'll be able to find a partner, have love, and love that is meaningful, love that lasts, is now harder than any other time in history. Now, here are some of the top reasons why we're finding ourselves in this situation. I know, as someone who's been married for more than 20 years, I've had my own struggles, my own challenges in my marriage, in my relationship. In a moment, I'll talk about the things that helped me and my wife overcome that and be able to create love and increase love in this relationship in spite of the number of years being married. So here's one of the top reasons why it's becoming harder to find love. People are more self-oriented now than ever. If we are constantly thinking about ourselves, it's very hard for us to focus on someone else. It's very hard for us to go into a relationship to give. When it comes to relationship, if both partners come in to give, now you have the formula for a powerful, long-lasting relationship. But that's extremely hard when all you're thinking about is you. What can I get in the relationship? What my perfect partner look like? What will this partner do for me? What will they bring to my life? Sure, to an extent, we need to think that way. But if that's what drives us, it's very difficult for us to give. And as such, finding ourselves in all these conflicts where it becomes extremely hard to figure out what went wrong. Even when we are looking for love, we go in looking for someone who can be the perfect specimen of what we want. And if we go in with that, we're unable to focus on some of the qualities of the other person that may in fact be very, very useful, very powerful, and very important for a long-lasting relationship. The second thing that is causing the situation today is that most people have not done any kind of self-reflection, have not looked within themselves, have not done inner work, have not evaluated what they are bringing in from the past into the new. You may have heard of that adage, hurt people hurt people. When we bring negative past experiences that are unresolved, that we haven't looked at, we go into a new relationship and we take that with us. You see, one person is always going into every relationship. One person is always going into the next relationship, and that's you. And if you take everything, the baggage from the past, whether it's from your childhood, whether it's from prior relationships, then you end up creating the same set of behaviors that led to the breakdown of the prior relationships, and sometimes even worse, because now you've collected more negative experiences. You're not opening yourself up. You're not giving from a place of love, but from a place of what can I get, or what could this person say to me that could make me feel hurt. And so you always have your protection on, and that's not the formula for love or for lasting love for that matter. Here's another reason why it is so difficult to find love today. There's a very limited ability for people to accept that there could be some things that cannot be met, at least not immediately. And that requires an ability to compromise, an ability to accept that work will be required. Just like anything, like a business, like your career, anything requires work. Anything you appreciate appreciates. And relationship is no different. We walk into a relationship expecting it to be just something that will continue the way it was on day one. When you come from that place, you're not willing to put in the work. You're not willing to evaluate at different points as to what will make this relationship better. But when you're going into a relationship for the first time, you must go into it knowing that you can make this relationship better no matter where it's at. Now, there are some situations that require you to enforce your boundaries, but in general, relationships require work. The communication piece is critical. That goes for any area, including relationships. One of the most important things is communication. This is a very deficient skill. If your partner is experiencing hurt, you need to be able to communicate in such a manner that lands, ask the right questions. And a lot of people end up solving the not problem. If you solve the not problem, the real problem always remains. How do you expect a relationship to last when you cannot communicate truly and with transparency? And most people fall out of love, they fall out of passion, and it just becomes a drain. What else is really important is understanding values. We expect the partner to understand us. At some level, women unconsciously expect men to be like women. I don't mean in terms of masculinity, in terms of wanting and needing exactly what they want. Men are not just hairy women, and women are not just complicated men. There is genuine differences in the way both genders behave, react, expect. Last but not the least, this is a very important reason why people are not finding love today, people are not growing love today, people are not having the relationship of their dreams. And that reason is simply that people are not open to receiving love. That's right, in general, because people are conditioned to turn away the exact things they want. You see, Harvard scientists have found that most people are hardwired to lose or to give away or to reject the very things they want. Now, that's a more complex matter. There's some very important psychological principles why that's happening. That's something that we help a lot of people overcome and understand. But when it comes to receiving love, you see, most people are closed. I ask so many people, I can tell you 70 to 80% of people that I've worked with, it is crystal clear to me, even though they say they want love, they're close to receiving it. Most of the time, it's because that means they'll have to open up. They'll have to show their true selves, and that may be rejected. The other reason why people are close to receiving is because they are fearful of intimacy. And that's why a lot of people don't find what they're looking for. So the most important thing is, are you open to receiving? Now, a lot of times, you see, we carry the imprint of our ideal partner. That's because of what we see at home with our parents' relationships. Whatever qualities your parents had, good or bad, is what we end up. This is not an absolute, but this happens a lot. Due to the imprint in the subconscious mind, we end up finding someone who represents the characteristics of our parents, good or bad. Now, this gets very interesting, because if you did not get what you wanted from your parent, whether it's that love, whether it's the attention, then even if you got that from a partner, from a romantic partner, you're more than likely to reject it, because that's what happened in your relationship with your parents. Now, there are all these factors that are relevant. People think there's something wrong with him, why they cannot find love today in spite of all these options that are available. And also now, because of the way technology is rising, the way people are absorbing information, the way people are looking at other people's lives on social media, the expectations have gone haywire. The other thing that's happened is people are used to doing things fast and quick. It's almost like the idea of reading a book is now no longer as important than watching a 30-second video. The same thing is transferring over to relationships. The idea that a relationship, that love can be nurtured, can be worked upon, can be grown, is missing now. So people are already hardwired to expect a relationship to not last longer than a certain period of time. You may want to listen to that again. My name's Reg, and I'm going to see you in another video soon to talk about how you can improve the quality of your life, quality of your love, and get the love in the relationship you desire.